What's up, everyone? Is this what it is? Season 1, episode 4. I'm your host, Gunvid. Let's get this shit lit. I love this part of the morning because it's a great thing to be able to just express your thoughts on sports, and I feel like it's a good way to start the morning, just to collect all my thoughts and just have a second to, like I said, just give what I think about sports or whatever, So this is dope. So the first topic of the day I want to talk about is Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. I heard somewhere that this fight might have been canceled. I don't know if it really was, though, so I'm gonna just still give my prediction. I hear it might be happening at UFC 300, and I think it's gonna be the main event for the BMF belt. So let me give their records real quick. Max Holloway, 25 wins, 7 losses, no draw on his record. He has 11 knockouts / TKOs, 2 submission, and 12 decision wins. His losses are, he lost 1 fight by submission and 6 by decision. I don't know. Is that submission to Conor McGregor? Because I thought he lost by TKO, but that might have been I don't think it was a submission. It might have been a decision, and I think that was his first loss, if I'm not mistaken. But so Justin Gaethje's record is 25 wins, 4 losses, 0 draw. And I'm saying draw because I don't want to say draws because that's pause. I don't like saying that. But so as far as his wins, he got 20 knockouts, 1 submission, and 4 decisions. Losses, 2 KO / TKOs, 2 submissions, and he hasn't lost a decision yet. So it's a great fucking fight, man. It's like, it's funny to think about because if you look at their fighting styles offensively, they kind of did the opposite in their careers, to where Max Holloway started off as more of a volume striker, and now he's throwing more power into his punches, to where Justin Gaethje was the opposite. He would just go crazy and sometimes just completely like gas out, throwing crazy strikes, trying to knock his opponent out. And, that would get him into bad places in fights, to where he'd be super tired and then just get beat up. And he doesn't really get knocked out cold too much as far as when it comes to getting hit with the first big punch. He'll take like fucking 80 significant punches and kicks and elbows, before he gets fucking knocked out. Sometimes he might not even get knocked out. So where he went in his career as far as improving is he doesn't throw 100% into every punch now and become completely off balance, Now he's more of I wouldn't say more of a volume striker, but he throws more combinations now. He throws more intelligently. And now, Max Holloway's throwing more power in his strikes, so I feel like that's going to help him against Gaethje, because some of the fights he lost is because he didn't throw as much power, you know? So there's that. As far as who's going to win the fight, I think Holloway is going to get the decision. I think he's a bit sharper when it comes to the strikes. And technically a bit sharper. He has more of a game plan. I know Justin Gaethje, he's been working and he's fighting a lot smarter. But as far as knowing what you want to do, how you want to attack your opponent, I think Max Holloway has a more clear way that he wants to win the fight. I think his timing is a bit better than Justin's, because if you watch him fight, Max Holloway's style, he didn't really move away to avoid strikes. He would just, as far as footwork, he would just lean out the way and then counter his opponent with like 4 or 5 punch combination. And, you know, after you throw a punch, like from the perspective of their opponent, you can kind of be off balance sometimes. So Max would lean out the way and then hit you and, you know, overwhelm you with about, like I said, like 5 strikes. Maybe sometimes he'd throw like 7, 8 punch combos, even 10. And their opponents would be so flustered and overwhelmed that they would, you know, get hit while they're off balance. Sometimes they get knocked out or knocked down, and that would win him the majority of his fights. So I think taking that into consideration, and I think cardio-wise, Max may have better cardio. He spent the majority of his career at featherweight, so, you know, the lighter weights, they have better cardio. So now that he doesn't have to cut the weight, and the fight's going to be at lightweight, which is 155 pounds, you know, he may have even more energy. So I don't think anyone's going to get knocked down in the fight. They both, have great chins, and chins means, you know, because I know that's super pause, but chin, it means that if you could get hit without getting knocked out or knocked down. And both of these fighters, Justin Gaethje has been knocked out and Max hasn't, but either way, both fighters still show that they could take a punch or a kick or an elbow, you know? So there's that. I'm looking forward to that fight. That's going to be a great fucking fight. I might even go out and watch that fight. Because, you know, I used to go out more often and watch UFC fights and boxing fights, but lately I've been more busy and focused on other things. But I may just go out and see that fight. So, second topic of the day I want to speak about is Draymond Green and his future in basketball. Now, I know we all see the news, and not just the news, but his career and how, he's a very aggressive player, be wilding out, you know what I'm saying? He be kicking people in the balls. And, you know, I'm not going to talk shit about him like a lot of these other analysts. But I'm going to just be honest, like, yo, that's fucked up, man. There's no reason why your foot should be going in the air, while you're going for a rebound and kicking people in the nuts, you know? I mean, when you do that, you legitimately, you can stop them from having kids. So, like, it's way more than basketball at that point. And I don't think he wants to do that, you know? I don't think that's his intention. But either way, if you're doing that intentionally or not, it's still fucked up, you know? I mean, you just slapped the shit out of that dude. What was his name? Nurkic. And it's like, bro, like, you know, there was no reason for you to be doing that. That play reminded me of when Meta World Peace fucking elbowed the shit out of James Harden. Pardon me. And I don't think that was intentional either. You know? But it happens. He was celebrating. I believe he just scored a good layup or a dunk, but pause. But yeah. You know? It's fucked up, man. Just elbowing the shit out of people. Slapping them. Now, you come back from your suspension. I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what you were doing. When recently, there was like a fight that almost broke out between, I think it was the Warriors and the Clippers, or whoever it was. You're doing some weird shit with your hands. I don't know if you were calling him pussy or... That shit was mad fucking funny, though. Yo, Draymond, you're hilarious, son. I'm not even gonna fucking talk shit about you. Yo, the shit you do is fucking hilarious, son. Like, I'm not calling you son like you're my son. Like, that's just how we talk in New York. But yo, bro, that's fucking crazy. You know, it's like, are you not entertained? I think it's fucking hilarious. I keep saying that, but I think it's fucking... This shit is funny as fuck at this point. And this is not even talking shit about you. You know, I think you're a good player when you're not fucking kicking people in the nuts and slapping them and shit, punching your fucking teammates and all that. You know, as far as your skills go, you're a good player. But if you want to make it to the Hall of Fame, you might not even give a fuck. But if you do, you gotta stop doing this. Like, seriously, for like at least 2 years. Legitimately 2 years, go without an incident. And that might, you know, if you win a couple more chips, even if you don't, you might make the Hall of Fame. But if you go and issue a genuine apology and really mean it, I think people, you know, they might not hate you as much. On some real shit. And I'm not really joking when I say this. Like, seriously, if you want to play like crazy basketball to where you can fucking foul people and like you know, this is something I seriously want to talk about. After their career is over, say when you retire from the NBA and you end your great career, you know, as a player, I gotta say, you've done great things. You won championships. So, when you retire, a lot of players, after they retire, they still want to play. You know, they become analysts. They start talking mad shit. About, you know, people who are still playing. It happens in all sports. Football, you know what I'm saying? Tom Brady still be talking mad shit about people. And a lot of other quarterbacks do too. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. Players, pause, they have egos. So when you retire, Draymond, if you still want to play basketball and if you want to play in a league to where they don't call fouls, play with the Dagestanis. You know, go to Dagestan. Actually, you don't even have to go to Dagestan. You know, there's a lot of Dagestanis that come to America to wrestle and fight in MMA. So the Dagestani basketball leagues, they fucking pause. They suplex each other. You know what I'm saying? They're allowed to go and fucking, if someone has the basketball, go and fucking just slam them just out of nowhere. Even if they don't have the basketball, boom, those people actually wrestle. They actually fight. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not wrong, they be actually punching each other and shit, fucking throwing kicks and elbows and all that shit. They do full MMA basketball. You don't even have to fucking dribble. Pause. You know, you don't have to dribble the basketball. You just carry, you could run, you could travel, you could just run with the basketball, fucking dunk, all that shit, you know? So, and I'm being dead serious. You want to go do that, you go play basketball with them. You might get fucking paws slammed on your head. But, you know, you could also fucking get them back. And, you know, I'm also not joking about this, but, you know, you can go as a visitor and you can make a whole show where it could be you versus Meta World Peace, and you guys play. You could have a league, a legitimate league in prison. So you could have the I swear I'm not joking. You can have the PNBA, the Prison and National Basketball Association, right? No fouls, nothing. Just no weapons involved. And it could be you could have your teams versus Meta World Peace. And so you'll be like the villain, he'll be like the hero. You can make a whole movie out of it. You can make, you know, or you can just do a whole legitimate league. And in the finals, you and Meta World Peace could be players on the team. And you guys pick a full roster of teams from all over the country. And you have the championships, the PNBA championship, or the PNBA finals. That ass. And I know that shit is fucking hilarious, but this is something that could really happen. And it could really be on some positive shit to where, you know, you can have more peace in prisons and have basketball games that are televised and to where people can make money. Because not everyone in prison is guilty. People have been framed. People have been at the wrong place at the wrong time and didn't have an alibi to where they could say they didn't do the crime and bars. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so this could be something legitimately to where they can make money, to where they can sell jerseys, and to where when they get out of prison, they can have money to where they can buy a home and don't have to be wilding out and have a record so they may not get hired at jobs and go back to doing crimes. Legitimately, we need to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think, you know, on some real shit, I'm not gonna disrespect you, Draymond. I'm talking to you directly, because I know all these fucking analysts. They're, you know, when you foul people, it's fucking basketball. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I legitimately don't think every time you're intending to hurt someone. Sometimes you might be, you know, sometimes it does look like you've been fucking wilding out, you know? It's because you're passionate about winning. I respect that. But, you know, sometimes you got to be careful. But, yeah, you know, I know a lot of other analysts, they be talking mad shit about you, but they wouldn't fucking say that shit to your face. And you know that too. So, and they know it. So, yeah. Those are a couple of options for you. And you don't have to listen to me. You already know that. You do whatever the fuck you want. That's how you live your life. So that's what it is. Next topic of the day I want to speak on is, how can the MLB get more fans to care about the championship and the, you know, just the league in general and the sport in general? So, you know, like last year, the World Series happened. I didn't know that shit was happening. I know a lot of other people didn't know. So, I feel like people cared more back then too. And what was going on back then? Steroids. Now, I know a lot of people say bring steroids back, but I'm not for that. You know, steroids, we've seen, you know, rest in peace to Chris Benoit's family, but we've seen cases where steroids lead to people going crazy because you're putting something that's not natural in your body. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And it's clearly affecting you psychoactively and your ability to make clear choices and, and be safe and not be dangerous to people in public. So, yeah, I'm not for that. But I think, I feel like the MLB and just baseball leagues in general, I feel like drama definitely fucking helps, And I'm not saying just make a bunch of shit up and lie on people, but, players, I think I gotta be more active talking shit on social media and learn from the NFL, because look at the Super Bowl this year. So now usually when the Super Bowl happens, everyone's like, oh yeah, they fucking won, all right, we'll fucking talk about football next year. But this year, with Taylor Swift, and not even just her, with fans, and more importantly, with players talking shit after the Super Bowl, people are still talking about the NFL, People are still, to where they're still getting headlines on the news of people talking about the league because this player said this and, this and that. There's still drama of Travis Kelce bumping into Andy Reid, pause, and shit like that, to where people are still talking about football and the season is over. So, yeah, I think the MLB could do a lot more when it comes to social media, because I don't really see people talking about baseball like that. And it's such a great fucking sport that people should be talking about baseball more, There's so much skill when it comes to baseball. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick. So, next topic is, I believe it was yesterday, the Bucks lost on the final possession. And this is fucking crazy because if you look at my last episode, I spoke about this. I said there's going to be some uncertainty as far as who takes the game-winning shot when it comes to the Bucks, because Giannis and Lillard can shoot the three-pointer. And I said on the last time Damian Lillard made the game-winning shot for the Bucks, Giannis was calling for the basketball to take the final shot. And so if Lillard missed it, then it may cause some tension in between them, pause. And look at what happened. Literally, I believe it was the same day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that was the same fucking day. Boom. So it's I think they were down by 3. So they were going for the game tying shot this time. Bro, fucking Damian Lillard has the basketball. He's running up. Robin Lopez, I know people are going to talk mad shit about him. Bro, this is a fucking horrible screen. He sets a pick at half court and just get what I'm saying? People said Robin Lopez was defending Damian Lillard, and it kind of looked like it. It's like, he fucked up. He made a mistake. It was an honest mistake, but he got in front of him, and Damian Lillard lost the basketball for a second, and then he just regained the basketball at the last second and just shot a prayer from near half court and just fucked up the whole shit. And if you can see in that play, Giannis was calling for the basketball. And if you look at his face after, he's like fucking mad that he didn't get the basketball. And, also mad at Robin Lopez for sending that stupid ass fucking pick at half court, getting in his way, messing up the whole play. Damian Lillard had a chance to make that three-pointer, but, he might have missed a shot. But either way, you fucked up the whole play. And now the Bucks are clearly going to have to talk about what they're going to do in a situation where the game is on the line. And I think the coach should take a lot of blame here. Because it's like, bro, you should have this under control. Because, you like I mentioned, the last game-winning shot that Lillard made, Giannis was calling for the basketball, and it seemed to be unclear to where it looked like Dame just ignored him completely and just went for the game-winning shot. So that's not good, because it clearly shows they lost you a game there. So if you guys don't fix this problem like right now, you might not make it to the finals, Just being honest. Just being honest, Giannis. So the next topic I want to speak on is Klay Thompson. He had 35 points. Let me get it right. He had 35 points off the bench, and I don't know if it was after the game, but it seemed like he ignored Stephen Curry when he was trying to give him dap. But I know people are gonna talk about that a lot. I don't really fucking care. It is what it is. Like, maybe you didn't see him. I don't really give a fuck. But he got 35 points off the bench, and it seems like that was the answer the whole time to get Klay out of the shooting slump he's been in. Like, you see when you watch the Clippers and how much better they played when Russell Westbrook came off the bench. And so, yeah, I guess sometimes players, they put too much pressure on themselves. You can clearly see, that Klay Thompson has been in his own head. As far as, like, when he shoots the basketball, he's just, like, focusing too much on all the shots he's been missing, instead of just looking at every next shot that you take, as a new opportunity to make the shot and fucking just make up for all the shots that you missed. It's something when it comes to being stuck in the past that just stops you completely from making any progress in the future. We see this in all sports, and not just sports, in all areas when it comes to life. Whether it's your job, whether it's school, whether it's anything, If you're depressed about the past and constantly living in the past and stuck in the past, you see from the results that you're not going to have good results. You're not going to win. You're not going to make the shots in basketball like Klay hasn't been making. But, I'm not going to say someone talked to him, but maybe, he had to talk with himself mentally that, I'm just going to just play basketball. Just don't fucking worry about all the shots you missed in the past. Just keep playing the game of basketball. And, it shows that it worked. He scored 35 points. And, he scored 35 points. So now let's see what he does from here. Now, basketball and sports in general, it's like, what have you done for me lately? But that's just what it is. You're just going to have to accept it for what it is. And just, learn from the past and just give your best effort. And when you start having fun with the game like you did when you were younger, growing up playing basketball, you're not playing for money when you're on the playground at school or at the park. Unless you're gambling, unless you are playing for money. But, as far as salary, as far as being a professional, you're doing it you're playing basketball for the love of the game. And so when you start having fun again, you can have 35 points. So, yeah, there it is. I know you probably heard my stomach rumbling. I do these episodes in the morning before I eat. You know, I wake and bake. So, I do apologize for that. I know it's funny. Whatever. Fucking laugh, make your comments. I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, there it is. Another great episode of Is This What It Is? That was season 1, episode 4. Yeah, subscribe and follow for more.